Welcome back to the show. My name is Evan, along with Michael J. Babcock.
What's up?
WNBA legend Renee Montgomery.
Hello there.
All right, Jake Paul, this is going to shock you guys. He wants to fight Canelo Alvarez. Not now, not right now. He's got to fight Tyron Woodley first, and then probably a couple fights after that. But Jake Paul says that he is taking boxing very seriously. He considers himself a professional. He is all in. He wants to do this for a long time. He's a professional and says he ultimately sees himself in a title fight with Canelo Alvarez down the road. You're going to hear it from his own mouth because Mike Babcock spoke with him. Here's Jake talking about it. Let's take a look.
5 years from now, where do you see yourself boxing-wise? What is Jake Paul in the boxing world?
Look, I just want to continue to be the most disruptive boxer in the history of the sport. And I think it's taking it on a fight-by-fight basis and continuing to build these fights and make them even bigger, take on more serious opponents. And look, if you asked me if I was going to be where I'm at 3 years ago, I wouldn't believe you. So I don't even want to think about or cap myself with the possibilities. I'm open-minded, and I think anything is possible. I think I could be fighting against Canelo Alvarez for, the WBC or WBO championship belt. So really the sky is the limit, and it's just about how serious I'm going to take it. And I do take it seriously, more seriously than 99.9% of these professional boxers that are out there. Why not, baby? Hey, that's a lot of people are afraid, right? They're afraid to try. They're afraid to get up out of their seats. They're afraid to do something different, but that's them. That's not me. I know that I can accomplish anything I set my mind to. And that's why there's a difference between successful and non-successful people in this world.
All right, Babcock, I got to ask, do you think that there is a snowball's chance in hell that Jake Paul develops his skill enough and beats enough legitimate fighters that he could get a fight with Canelo Alvarez down the line?
I do. I
really?
Wow.
I really look. If you said pick one, yes or no, I would say it's probably unlikely. I would never count this guy out. One, I've come to the realization that he's 24 years old, so he's really young. He has raw talent. And just because he makes YouTube videos and he's a troll online, that doesn't mean that he can't fight. I've come to the exact opposite conclusion, that this guy has raw skill, that he was born with something. He's a good fighter, and he has now taken that raw skill and he has dedicated his life to boxing. And he has the money, he has the team around him that he can develop his skills. And look, Canelo Alvarez is the best fighter in the world right now. So I'm not saying that Jake could go in there. He would get killed by Canelo right now. But I'm done doubting this guy. I really am. He has done everything he said he was going to do, and I'm not going to be the one to doubt him anymore. I'm not going to. He's proved me wrong too many times.
Renee, as a pro athlete, have you ever seen anybody in their 20s kind of take on a new sport and excel in it after taking on that sport in their early 20s?
Oh, gosh. I mean, the only thing that I can think of is players from that come from overseas, but it's not that they never started. They just might have started late. 24 is late. But the thing about it, I think changes everything, is boxing is an individualized sport. So as many hours as he wants to put in, he can put in and he can get better. I don't know what his starting, I'm not a boxing expert, so as far as technicalities are concerned, I don't know, but I think that he's in the business of proving people wrong. I think it's more so, would someone take that fight, or would they allow him that path? That's what I don't necessarily know, but I feel like he's going to work hard to get himself in that position, but I just don't know. It's like, how does the boxing world feel about this? This will be crazy in another sport. I just can't even believe it.
I'll tell you what, I can answer that question for you. The boxing world loves this because everybody wants to see Jake Paul get beat up. I mean, that's the draw. Everyone, wait, who's going to be the guy to put Jake Paul on his ass? And let me tell you something. I'll say what we're not saying here. Canelo Alvarez just beat his last opponent so badly, the guy needed complete reconstructive surgery on his face and almost died.
Right. And that guy was a boxing champion and one of the toughest guys in the world, Billy Joe Saunders.
Billy Joe Saunders is a legitimate. He was undefeated before he stepped in the ring with Canelo Alvarez. He's beaten legitimate fighters. He comes from a boxing family. His family were like bare knuckle, fighters that go back generations. This guy, it was born and bred to be a fighter, and Canelo Alvarez almost killed him and possibly ended his career.
Wow.
If you compare that to Jake Paul, what kind of a chance does Jake Paul have?
Sure, but Ev, I'm not saying that he's going to go in there and beat Canelo Alvarez, but Canelo has fought 40 guys that we can't name. And the one thing, if nothing else, that Jake Paul has is a huge name, a huge audience that would watch this guy play chess. And they would certainly watch him fight Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is a businessman. So if nothing else, even if Canelo thinks that Jake Paul can't beat him, he knows he can get a massive payday from fighting Jake Paul.
Here's my advice to Jake Paul if he's also a smart businessman. Update the will and testament. Make sure you're a lawyer and then you have everything updated, because if you get in the ring with Canelo Alvarez, good luck, man. All right, welcome back to the show. My name is Evan, along with Michael J. Babcock.
What's up, guys?
Renee Montgomery.
Hello there.
Everybody knows I'm a big Raider fan. I got the Howie Long jersey behind me. It pains me to say that the owner of the Las Vegas Raiders was involved in a car accident this week. Fortunately, everybody's okay. It was a minor incident. But what stood out to me is that Mark Davis, who, again, an owner of an NFL team, his father, Al Davis, was one of the most important people in the history of professional football in the United States. So the family is wealthy, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars.
I can't wait to see what he's driving.
He's driving a Mini. We got photos from the crashing. This happened in Las Vegas, right in front of a TJ Maxx. Yeah, so he's driving a Mini Cooper, and the accident happened right in front of a TJ Maxx. So it's unclear if he was shopping in the TJ Maxx. At least there.
I like him.
Somebody said, is he a Maxinista?
Mark Davis, and by the way, this is no shade on Mark Davis at all, even a little bit. But I think that most people, when you think of an owner of an NFL team, you think Jerry Jones. You think luxury yachts and helicopters and private jets.
I want to throw a little shade.
Yeah, and then you see Mark Davis, who's got more money than anybody has in multiple lifetimes, and he's driving a little, economical Mini Cooper. Which, shout out to you. I mean, it's fuel efficient.
I think it's actually cool, and you see this with people who are filthy rich. Look at how Mark Zuckerberg dresses. When you have that level of money, you don't need to impress anybody. You are so wealthy. And then maybe that's where Mark Davis is. He's comfortable in the Mini Cooper, and that's what he likes to drive. He could literally afford any car that exists. So, hey, I like it. More power to him.
I think that's kind of the flex, though. When you're so rich that you can walk around and look poor. I'm talking about the way people dress. Some of the richest people wear the worst dad jeans I've ever seen. It's you couldn't even get nice dad jeans. They wear the old school dad jeans. But
look at he's got the same dad jeans right there.
Oh, my gosh. That's what I'm saying. So I think that's part of the flex. It's I don't need to show my money. You know how much money I have. Shouts to Mark. If he's a Maxinista, he just bought a WNBA team, the Las Vegas Aces. I like what this guy is doing.
Yeah. Here's the thing. The most important part of this whole story is that everybody appears to be okay. It was such a minor accident. The cops weren't involved. But I do want to say this. If you're going to save money on the car and you're going to save money on the clothes, that's totally fine. I would say splurge on the hairstyle, though, because I think Mark Davis is ready for an upgrade. And I'm not one to talk. But I'm saying if I had hundreds of millions of dollars, I think I'd invest in a stylist.
That haircut.
Welcome back to the show. My name is Evan, along with Michael J. Babcock.
What's up?
The legend, Renee Montgomery.
Hello there.
All right. You ever heard of a guy named Muhammad Ali?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, it turns out his grandson is following in his footsteps. We're talking about NICO Ali Walsh. He's 20 years old. He's been fighting as an amateur for a while, but now he's going to make his pro fighting debut in August. It's a big deal. This guy's 20 years old. Look, he's got a good reputation in the amateur world. I mean, he's a really tough guy. Obviously, he's got the pedigree. Muhammad Ali's grandson, they had a relationship before Muhammad Ali passed. It's not like they were estranged. They were close. He understands and appreciates what his grandfather did in the sport and wants to carry on the name and the legacy. And he's going to be fighting in August 14th, opponent yet to be named. But whoever it's going to be, I mean, I can't wait to see what NICO Ali Walsh brings to the table. I'm very excited. And by the way, furthermore, he's also being represented by Top Rank Boxing, Bob Arum, who also famously represented Muhammad Ali back in the day. Yeah. NICO actually put out a statement saying, "I'm doing what I love. Signing with Top Rank is a dream come true. I'm going to have fun on August 14th and the next time I fight. Top Rank will give me the name, date, and location. I'll have a great time. I'm honored to continue the fighting legacy that my grandfather started. It's a responsibility I don't take lightly." Bob Arum also commented saying NICO's grandfather was a pretty good fighter. Yeah, you think? Hopefully NICO will emulate his success. He's a young man of great character, which one would expect from Muhammad Ali's grandson.
Yeah, that's awesome. First of all, like Bob was with Muhammad Ali and they did so much great stuff together. But the pressure that this kid is putting on himself, I respect it. Literally, I don't think there's anything harder you could do. Being Michael Jordan's son playing basketball, being Muhammad Ali's grandson boxing, there is so much pressure, such big shoes to fill. But I respect that he wants to box and he's going to go do it. And you're right, he's got the pedigree, right?
You know, the thing, yeah, he has the pedigree, and the thing that I love is that he actually had the relationship as well. Yeah. So, you know, sometimes you can see when people do stuff and it's a money grab using the name, but it looks like and it sounds like he really wants to carry on a legacy. So that should drive his work ethic. That should drive how he trains, how he carries himself to that point. So I'm excited to see what he has, actually. I want to see if there's any similarities. We know in the Curry family, shoot or shoot. So I want to see, like, are there any similarities?
Yeah, well, you know who told us that NICO was going to be a great boxer? Flavor Flav. Flavor Flav is NICO's godfather and actually managed him early on in his career. We actually spoke with Flav a couple of years back, and he told us, man, look out for this kid. Take a look.
Can you give me an update on Muhammad Ali's grandson, NICO? I know you're managing him. Let's hear about
NICO
him.
Right now, he just had his 6th fight. He's got the skills that pays the bills.
And he can move it. Can he like do the shuffling, the feet, and all that stuff like the grandfather?
Yes, he can do all of that just like his grandfather.
What is his greatest strength as a fighter? What's his greatest strength as a fighter?
His greatest strength as a fighter is knocking people down to the canvas.
Yeah, well, that's a good skill to have as a fider. If you can do that, you're probably in the right business.
I love the way
the name of the game.
He said the skills to pay the bills.
Flavor Flav.